Welcome to Hear Me Out and Pass the Scissors, a podcast where two long-distance scrapbooking friends talk creativity, chaos, and cutting things up on purpose. I'm Lisa from Life and Layouts on YouTube.
And I'm Nicole from ColieBing. Whether you're scrapbooking at your desk, your kitchen table, or just in your head, grab your scissors and hear us out.
Okay, hear me out. Today's episode is basically a road trip. Well, not an actual one, but the kind where you're in the car and you've got time to talk. And somehow you end up learning things that you should have known a long time ago.
Which I find wild because we know really intimate details about each other, but apparently not basic things like our favorite color.
Exactly. We realize that we jumped straight into a deep friendship territory thanks to the internet and skipping over the getting to know you basics. So today we're fixing that, road trip style.
So if you're riding along with us, this is your cue to buckle up. We're covering snacks, music, pit stops, travel games, packing the car, destination dreams, road trip confessions.
And those weird little facts that you only learn when you're stuck in a car together for hours.
So whether you're crafting, driving, or just listening along,
grab your snacks, turn up the volume,
and hear us out.
Okay, so our first topic is going to be about snacks and drinks for the road. So we're pulling out of the driveway and we are getting ready to head to our destination. What are the snacks that you are reaching for?
Well, you always stop at 7-Eleven. Like, you always get in the car, pack it up, you go, you gotta stop at the gas station. For me, no judgment. Okay. It's going to be an energy drink and some hot Cheetos.
Okay. So I find it interesting that yours is 7-Eleven because mine is Wawa. Do you guys have Wawa over?
Never heard of a Wawa.
Okay. So a Wawa is a gas station, convenience store, and also a deli. So not only can you get like snacks, obviously, that you're going to get for your road trip, like chips and candy and things like that, but you can also get a sandwich and pizza.
I'm just picturing like a smaller version of a Buc-ee's, which I've never been to a Buc-ee's either.
I have not either been to a Buc-ee's, but that's my understanding as well. So
well,
Wawa is always the first trip.
7-Eleven just happens to be the closest one to my house. I'm going to hit any gas station that's on the way. But fun fact, most of our gas stations have slot machines in it. So,
okay. Whereas the Wawa is the only place, at least here locally, that offers free air. So you're getting your gas, you're getting your snacks, and you're making sure that your tire pressure is good for free.
I like that free air is an advertising gimmick.
It is. And especially when the temperatures drop, like it has in the last little bit over here, the line to get air at Wawa is always ridiculous. And no one complains. Like, we sit there and just wait, 5 cars deep to get air because it's free.
Okay. So what are you buying from Wawa?
So I am a Mountain Dew drinker. So like, I'm not an energy drinker, but Mountain Dew's got a lot of caffeine in it as well.
I was gonna say that's
a lot. But I also have to have water. So I'm going to bring my emotionally support water cup with me, which I did not bring it today, which I find very interesting since I drank so much during season 1's finale. They don't have it today. But that water cup is coming with me full of ice. And then I'm also going to buy like the big 1-gallon water bottle as well to make sure that I can fill it up. So water, Mountain Dew, and then I'm usually going to get the pretzel pieces that are honey mustard, onion and honey mustard.
Yeah. Oh God, we are vastly different.
And then for my sweet treat, because I have to have that as well, it's going to be something chewy, not chocolate. Like, I choose chewy candy over chocolate.
I was going to say it's going to be like the sour people fruits.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So I really like chewy sprees, gummy bears. Mike's and Ike's. Those are always a good choice.
It's not plural. It's Mike and Ike.
Mike and Ike. I have a container here. I need to look at that.
It's Mike and Ike's.
Is it?
Yeah. There's only one Mike. Chris likes him too.
I have a box right here.
There's no S on there.
It's Mike and Ike.
There's no plural.
So right there. And the berry ones are the best.
I've never seen that blue one.
Yeah. So you get wild berry, blue raspberry, strawberry, blueberry, and peach.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, where are we going with like the radio?
Okay, so yeah, so we got our snacks, and then we're moving on to how we're going to entertain ourselves when we're not talking. So, are you a podcast listener, or a book listener?
This varies vastly on who's in the car. If
Okay.
it's me as the sole adult driving,
Mm-hmm.
it's an audiobook because I feel like I'm getting two tasks done at the same time, and I know I'm stuck somewhere. If there's somebody with me that I know that they're probably going to talk and talk and talk and talk, I just put a playlist on or something. I would love to put like a podcast on or a book, but the talking is like, and I'm
Yeah.
not the type of person to be like, hey, shush.
Yeah, you can't talk when you're listening to podcasts or audiobooks. I am also the same. I prefer audiobooks when I am driving alone, or podcast. And right now I am in the enjoyment of rewatching show podcast. So uh Full House and The Office are the two that I'm like drawn to right now. So where the characters are rewatching the episodes and then like giving behind the scenes stuff, or like what they remember from filming it. Like the Full House one is pretty interesting because I mean that was like 30 years ago when they were kids
I was
creating
gonna
the
say,
show,
I've
right?
only listened to the one that is the two best friends, Jenna and the girl that played Angela from The
Yeah.
Office. I've
Her name
listened
is
to a couple
Angela.
episodes. Yeah, I've listened to a couple episodes of that one.
Yeah. And they're so much fun to listen to. They're to hear all the behind the scenes stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the interesting things was Angela auditioned for Pam's role, which is like
Yeah,
just no.
no.
I could never imagine her as Pam. I love her as Angela, and finding out that she's vastly
Yes.
different as well. Like she's not Angela. She has a vastly
No,
different
she's
personality. It's
not
just fun.
that like snarky, spicy. She's not like that in real life.
Yeah. And I just started watching that one, and it was funny to listen to them because the way they explain themselves was Jenna is very planned out things. She didn't use the word spreadsheet, but very organized. And then Angela is very much, she said, colored index cards. And I immediately thought, well, that's Nicole with her post-its.
Here you go.
So so podcast is what I'm going to turn to first if I'm by myself. If I'm in the car with other people, it's usually music. Just the same reason. I don't want to try to compete with other people. So what is your playlist?
I didn't know we were sharing stuff like this. Like, man, people like to judge you. I am very much all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of have like different playlists. I use Pandora. I know that that's like not cool, but you know what? I've been on Pandora for like 20 years and you have to pry it from my dead hands. I even now pay for premium so I don't have to listen to ads and I can like pick certain songs. Anyways, there's one that's like the stuff from when I grew up. So it's a lot of like Michael Bolton, Richard Marx, Celine Dion, like that type of stuff. Good car karaoke. There's one that's like a newer band that I'm into. There's like country girls of the 90s. Like there's one for Nickelback. Like it's all over.
Okay. All right. So for me, it is 90s country or Disney. That's all you get.
No, I would have pegged you for boy bands. There's gotta be a boy band one in there.
So there is, but like I wasn't big on anybody else but NSYNC. So like I can tolerate a couple of Backstreet Boys, New Kids on the Block, 98 Degrees.
So if I ever have the chance to pick you up,
Mhm.
a good merge would be Michael Bolton's "I Can Go the Distance," just wailing as I'm like, "Hey, get in the car." Oh shit.
Yes. Have to cut that out.
Put that nice bleep.
Yes, that one would be a good one. We roll up and say, "Get in. We're going
to
wherever."
7-Eleven.
Yeah, what is 7-Eleven or Wawa?
I don't have a Wawa.
All right. So, what about the pit stops along the way? So, are you the type of person who is going to drive straight through, only stopping when you need gas, and that's when you do everything? You grab food, you have your bathroom break, you do everything in that one stop or two stop, whatever the gas tank is on E? Or are you the type of person who's like, we found the biggest ball of string, let's go on a detour?
I know you would think that that's how I would be. I am not. Um, Now, keep in mind, I don't really go very many places, and the places that I do tend to go are California, and it's like 5-6 hour drive. So I will usually stop in like a halfway town because I need to go to the bathroom, would probably plan lunch, and I'm going to probably get gas because I'm a hypochondriac about a gas tank, which we ran out of gas one time, and that was like a horrific story. And I was like, I'm never doing that again. You seem like you probably have an itinerary of like, we're going to go see the giant ball of yarn. We're going to go do this. We're going to stop at this specific gas station. You have 12 minutes to do what you need to do and get back in the car and we're going.
So I am not that planned out, but yes, and I prefer to fly as opposed to road tripping unless road tripping is part of the vacation. Like if we're going somewhere and we're spending 3 or 4 days on the road, but we're also visiting places, so we're only driving like 4 or 5 hours a day and we're going to our next destination. That's when I'm going to road trip. If not, then I'm going to fly. Like, I don't care if it is a 45-minute flight and as opposed to a 5 hour drive, I'm going to take the 45-minute flight every single time.
I feel like with you, no matter if it's the drive or the flight, like you are already being like, I need 5 photos when we're here. I need 3 photos of this when we're here. And me, I'm like, oh shoot, you know what? It's fine.
I do absolutely think about what layouts I'm going to do and making sure that I have enough photos for the double page layout and everything that I need. So yeah. So if we're going to stop to see the biggest ball of twine, I'm going to take a picture of the sign from the road, from the highway. I'm going to take a picture of like the road sign coming in. So I'm going to probably have 5 pictures before we even get out of the car. See it. I'm going to take a picture of us, like a selfie of us going into the place. Going to take a picture of
I've
us
only
paying
done
for
it once, about 45-ish to an hour from my house on the way to California is this thing called 7 Magic Mountains. It's like this art installation out in the middle of the desert where like there's these giant boulders that are all painted neon colors and like stacked. I was taking the kids to Disney and I kind of needed them to kind of get some energy out before we drove to that halfway town and then kept going. I already made a layout. There's a video for it. It is the only layout of that entire trip. I'll link it.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
It's the only time I've stopped and been like, we're going to this.
I am, like I said, absolutely a person who's going to fly over driving because the whole flight experience of like getting to the airport, it doesn't matter what time of day, like I'm going to have a Bloody Mary. So it could be 6 o'clock in the morning. It could be 5 o'clock at night. I'm going to have a Bloody Mary. Like that's my like go-to drink while I'm waiting for my flight to board.
I am still just questioning, like, because of prior conversations that I know like XYZ about you, but I don't know this kind of stuff.
It's true. It's one of those things that we skipped over all this stuff. Yeah. So, so yeah. So, getting on a flight is where it's at. I prefer that over a road trip. But if I'm going to road trip, it's going to be stopping at all the fun places.
I weirdly enjoy road trips when I'm not driving.
Yes, that too. So on that note, if you're not driving, I'm skipping down a little bit. Are you the person who's going to fall asleep on the road trip? Are you the person who's like in charge of all the games and everything? Like, what is your passenger abilities, I guess, when you're road tripping?
We're not playing games. If anything, we're all collectively just trying not to piss my husband off. So he's over there with his music. My kids are in the back with headphones on or wherever they gotta go. Which, then again, we haven't gone anywhere in like 5 years. Me, I am up front with probably a book and a Kindle, maybe a Switch, with these plans in my mind of all the books that I'm gonna finish, knowing damn well I've already taken a non-drowsy Dramamine, and 20 minutes on that soothing highway, I will be out.
So you pass out.
Not intentionally. My daughter's the same way. We can't even get from our house to like a restaurant across town before she's knocked out.
Yeah.
We're the two that get car sick, so.
Yeah. Eli's the same way too. Like we could be going down the road to the store and he'll be passing out. I'm like, I wish I could fall asleep that easily.
I wish I didn't have to take Dramamine. Like I would much rather just be able to like, I got myself car sick the first time I had to drive myself and the kids to California because I was like paranoid and like reading the GPS the whole time. Got myself car sick while driving.
Yeah. I get car sick if I am not driving. Even in the passenger seat, I'll get car sick as well. So yeah, no fun. No fun. So the next topic was the travel games. So are you playing games? You said no. So no I Spy, the license plate
Everybody's
game.
just trying not to annoy each other because we're all stuck in the same place. And that goes for like when I've had to like road trip like cheerleaders and moms in town to like an event where I'm like, don't talk to me. Just everybody does their own thing.
So we play Slug Bug, which is basically like it's also called Punch Buggy, but we don't punch people. So, but the Slug Bug isn't about like hitting somebody or slugging somebody. It's about points. So you get 3 points for a VW van. You get 2 points for the older version of the VW, so like back in the 70s, and then you get 1 point for like the newer, like remodeled
I can't
version.
tell you the last time I saw one.
They're all over here. And so that is a game that we play the minute we get in the car. It doesn't matter if we're going to the store, if we're going 5 hours down the road, we're playing that between Eli and I. And it's something that my mom played when we were kids in the car with my sister and I. It's always been there. So, and then at the end of the trip, it's like who got the most points is the winner. And that
would be
you don't
so
get
annoying because you guys would be waking me up and I would be like, nobody cares.
But you have to name the slug bug, and then you have to name the color of the slug bug too, or it doesn't count.
I feel like the only way I could get points in a game like that would be those stupid, ugly, like cyber trucks or something. Like, I don't know the last time I've seen a Beetle or a van. I don't know.
But now that I've said it to you, you're going to see one tomorrow when you get in your car.
You know, I'll be hella annoying
say
too.
Something like that. When... All right, so we've got our snacks, we've got our playlist, we've got our games, and now we've got to pack the car. So what makes the cut? Like, what is absolutely going to be in your luggage on your trip? What gets left behind? Are you an overpacker, an underpacker? Do you forget things often?
Probably an overpacker for sure. I definitely fall in that category of what happens if I run out of underwear. I don't know. I feel like it's just the basics. It's clothing, some electronics. I will say I pack the car. I pack the bags. I pack the car. I can Tetris the ever-loving whatever out of not a lot of space, and I need to get this to fit.
So I am also an overpacker. I traveled a lot for work for several years, and there was a time when I had all of my toiletries pre-packed, so I never had to think about like bringing, like when I came home from a vacation or work trip or whatever, I would go through when I was unpacking and go through that and be like, oh, okay, I'm out of Q-tips, I'll get more and pack it, and then it's ready for the next time. So then I just have to throw clothes in. So because I traveled a lot for work, I'm talking like 3 to 4 times, no, I'd say 2 to 3 times a month I was going for a week-long trip. There would be multiple times that I would forget things. There was one time that I forgot my luggage. The entire luggage.
You're just wearing one outfit.
Luckily it was only like a 2-day trip, so like I was just going up. I drove up that morning and then I stayed the night and then I worked the next day. So I obviously went up in my work attire, and I went to Walmart and bought like a really cheap outfit, and like I had to buy everything, bra, underwear, entire outfit.
I feel like I would have been washing stuff in the sink and been like, whatever.
I had no toothpaste, toothbrush, everything I had to buy.
When did you realize it?
When I went to, so I drove directly from my home, which was only like a 3-hour drive, so I probably could have drove home. Like, so it would have been 6 hours round trip. I could have. I definitely did.
But then you would have had to go back.
Yeah. So I drove there and I went straight to work. I worked all day. I get in my car, go to the hotel. I pop my trunk to pull my luggage out, and it's not there. And I
hope you were just standing in the parking lot cussing yourself out. Like,
so I was actually on the phone with one of my friends who I tend to talk to when I'm driving and stuff, and so I was on the phone with him, and I opened the trunk and I was like, bleep. And he's like, what? I was like, I have no luggage. So, it is what it is. So I would say that I am definitely an underpacker. I don't think about things because I travel so much that I'm like, whatever, I can go buy it.
Have you ever done it when you go to a crop? But I mean, I know you said before that like you don't work on projects at a crop, you just do like planning.
So before that, I mean, that happened once I got my YouTube channel. I started planning and stuff. But before, yeah, there were times where I wouldn't have I wouldn't have my trimmer. I wouldn't have like basic supplies.
You're the annoying lady that's like, can I borrow a pencil? Can I borrow a trimmer?
Yeah. Well, most of the time when I do go to those types of crops, like my mom is with me. I have several friends that like I know really well.
But you plan everything. So I'm just over here like, how are you the one that forgets stuff? And I'm the one that I'm the Mary Poppins at a crop. I don't pack a whole lot, but I'm usually like, oh, I have that.
Yeah. Well, so the cruise that we just went on, I didn't bring a hairbrush.
Just over here with a fork.
So my mom, like, and I was like, whatever, it's like cruise hair. I don't care. Like, it is what it is. And so
it is not. I'd be borrowing a brush.
The next to last day, my mom was like, we were going to dinner and she's like, you going to brush your hair? And I was like, I forgot a brush. She was like, you can borrow mine. You really can. I was like, oh, thanks. And I brushed my hair. And then the next morning she was like, do you want to borrow my brush again? I was like, sure. It's okay.
I don't even know what to say to that. Like, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like some stuff that I would pull. I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's like, I am very super organized. And I think we had this conversation once too. You said something along the lines of like, I feel really bad because I feel like your house is also super clean because your room is super organized. Yes. And I was like,
you sent me a picture of your bathroom and I was like, we are the same.
Yes, because you sent me a picture of your bathroom and it was like, oh yeah, exactly the same.
And I was like,
products are on the counter.
Please tell me you also don't clean your shower like frequently.
Yeah, and I don't. And I think I told you I was like, I have cleaning supplies in my shower.
I have the hack where you take the sponge that has like the container on it that people wash the dishes with, and I do the Dawn and the vinegar thing, and it just stays in there while my conditioner is sitting. I just zhuzh up one of the walls.
Yep, exactly. No reason to clean it. I clean it every day when I take a shower. I'm told like I know that people are going to be so grossed out by that, but it is what it is.
Listen, it's not bad. It's just not something I do on a weekly basis.
Yeah. Now, however, my toilet, that is clean probably very regularly. I don't know why. It's not like I'm sitting in the toilet, but
probably because it takes 5 minutes to do that. It takes like 30 to do your shower.
Yes, very true. All right. So next topic is your dream destinations. Do you have any places that you're like, I absolutely want to do?
No.
No? You don't have any bucket list?
No, because here's the thing that I've learned in the last 10 years. Travel is like, it's kind of like a book. It's very romantic to think about all the things that are going to happen and that are going to do. And then when you start the trip and you start traveling, you realize this is a lot of work. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I don't want to be here. And now I'm car sick. Everybody's moody. Everybody's annoyed. And then smile, take a picture. There's not anywhere that I'm like desperate to go to. I would like to eventually like throw them in the car and go to Universal. Because now they're older and I don't have to be like threatening them to get on a ride because we're at the front of the line now and it's do or die. Personally, I would love to go. Oh God, I can't think of what it's called or where it is. It's like this, I think it's in Ohio. It's like a giant book warehouse where everything's like $1.
Okay.
Drop me off there.
How are you going to get all your books home?
I don't care. Come get me.
So I have learned probably in the last like 2 years that I prefer to travel by myself. Like I would be perfectly content taking a cruise by myself, traveling. My bucket list absolutely would be all Disney parks, all of them. So Shanghai, Paris,
yeah,
Disneyland.
I'm with you on that because I went by myself to the first Scrapbook Generation crop.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just something freeing and not checking somebody else's bag for underwear and having to navigate like people's moods and opinions and making sure everybody counting heads. No, it's just me.
Yep. And
I could just be panicked about me.
and then once you get there too, it's also about like not having to stress about not only doing the stuff that you want to do, but also doing the stuff that they want to do. Like it's where I'm going to do just what I want to do, and I don't have to worry about anybody else. So, we went on that Disney cruise for my mom's birthday, and there were times where I was like, Eli didn't want to do anything, and I was like, cool. Your two options are to go take a nap because he's in the teenage stage where he's napping constantly, or you can go explore the ship because I'm going to do this. And if you don't want to do it, you're at an age where I am comfortable with you walking around the Disney ship because you're not
I'm
going
with
anywhere.
him on that because I feel like if we ever like have a chance to go like vacation together, there's going to be a point where I'm looking at you and I'm like, I need a nap.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to entertain you. And you're going to be like, bye, I'll take mine at 5. You take yours at 2. See you later.
Yeah. And I think that's another thing that I have learned as well, especially going to crops. I like the crops where the crop room is open 24 hours a day because I get overstimulated and I don't want to be there in the middle of the day. So I may take a nap in the middle of the day and I may be up until like 4:00 in the morning when there's like 2 other people in the crop room and no one is talking and it's absolutely dead silent and I'm getting work done. That is my type of cropping. But I also want to be there. Like I want to have a couple hours with everybody.
Yeah.
But I also want to have some time where I get stuff done. So I'm okay with when I go to like big crops. I haven't been in a really long time. I have to tell you this story. I don't know if I've told you this one before. We went to a crop that's up in Thomasville, and that crop room was not open 24 hours, but like it was whoever was the last person in the room, just make sure the door's locked type thing. So I guess it was open 24 hours. And so I was usually really late. There was one friend that I went up with. She was also a night owl, so she was up really late. And we are also both people who always think about food. Like it's never going to be a situation where you're like, hey, what's for dinner? Because I figured out dinner last night. Like we're with that. So at like 4:00 in the morning, we're now deliriously happy and giggling and just laying in the bed trying to figure out what we're having for lunch because we had already figured out what we were having for breakfast. We need to figure out what we were having for lunch. So we were just giggling. And she made the comment about how we were just 2 little fat pigs. And I was like, no, we're not. And so we went back and forth with a couple of names before we came up with HQ. That's what we were going with. So I made shirts. I had shirts that had H cubed on it because we were the hungry hippos. So I made these little cute, do you remember? I think it was Miss Kate's Cuttables. She always had those like kid-friendly animals that were like super cute. So I cut that out on my Cricket or Silhouette, whichever one I had. On the belly, I did H cubed. And then I took the cutout from the H cube belly and put them on the sleeves of our shirts. So yeah, and we wore those to we had at one point tons of scrapbooking stores around here. Like there were like 12 within driving distance. Like it took all day to drive them, but they would do these like shop hops where each store did a make and take of a 6x6 page. So you can make a page for their store. You would come in, you would get discounts for their store. And then if you did all of the stores, usually it was like 12 or 15 stores, then you would be entered into like a big prize. And so her and I did that. We traveled around to all the stores. You only had to spend like $5 at each store to be qualified for the drawing. And we wore those shirts. And we got so many questions about it. And I was like, it's an inside joke.
I'm with you on that because I'm meeting up with a friend for a crop next month. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, no, we're going to dinner at this place. This is what we're dealing with for lunch. The hotel has breakfast. Dinner's catered. Breakfast the next day. Like,
you got it all planned out.
Yes.
Because I want to plan it out so I don't have to think about it in the moment. Because in that moment where I'm like, I'm hungry, we need to eat now. I don't want to figure out where we're eating.
No.
So I'm right there with you. So let's see. Our next topic is our road trip confessions. All right. So little quirks, bad habits, funny moments that you don't always want to admit to when you're stuck in a car. So do you have any of like your favorite road trip memories from the past? Funny, embarrassing stories that you want to tell?
I will say that sometimes I intentionally pick corn nuts for my snack because my husband hates the way they sound and smell when you're in a car. So sometimes I'm like, hey, whatever. Which there was one time we had taken the kids, I think it's when we took them to Legoland. And like I said, going from Vegas to like Anaheim area, you can do it on a tank of gas. I always stop halfway. After being together for like 4 days, we were all ready to be home. So I knocked out, wasn't paying attention. I wake up and realize we didn't stop at the halfway point, and I looked at him and I'm like, are we going to make it home on gas? And he looks at me and goes, nope. And I was like, and fun fact, if you speed, you use more gas. So that was where some of the math was happening. So we end up on the side of the road, and all I can think about is that I have to pee. And once I start thinking about it, I'm like, what am I going to do? I can see a gas station 2 miles down the hill. I'm not going to make it.
That's a long walk when you have to pee.
You can see it, but you're like,
no,
we're not pushing the truck that far. Luckily, it was like just on the California side of the border, and my husband, his crew does a job near there. And so he found the guy that was working there and was like, hey, come bring me gas. And I finally looked at him and said, I'm going down that ditch. Wish me luck. Now, I don't know if anybody knows this. The dirt here is very dry, which is why it floods when it rains. Haven't thought about that. I start going, and then I start frantically trying to like hop on my feet because I realize it's not stop it. And I'm wearing Converse, so there's no protection. So picture me walking back all like thump, squish, squish stuff, and I am mad. So by the time his guy shows up with gas, my foot is just hanging out the car window, just air drying it. And I'm like, this is good times. Kids still sleeping. Jake, he woke up and had a blast peeing out in the desert. And I was like, your equipment is much better for this.
I have a hilarious story from when I was in college. So we were in Tallahassee, which is in the panhandle of the state of Florida. We're only like 90 minutes, 2 hours tops to the Gulf of Mexico beach area, right? So my roommate and I are like, let's go down there. We can leave like really early in the morning, go and spend the entire day at the beach, and then we'll come back. So we're down there like till 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We're like, okay, let's head home. And fun fact, when you're traveling from the Gulf to Tallahassee, when you're traveling up, there's this like roundabout, which I have to preface this was 25 years ago. And I did not start driving until I was in college. Like I didn't have my driver's license until I was in college. So she drove down and she was like, you're going to drive home. And I'm like, cool. So I drive up to the roundabout and I don't get out of the roundabout. Drive up, roundabout, and drive back down. And as we neither one of us realized it until we saw the beach sign. We were like,
oh my God.
We just drove, because it's like a halfway point. So we drove an hour and then an hour back. So we should have been home. We were back where we started.
This is why even in the town that I live in, if I have to go 5 miles outside of my daily radius, the woman that lives on Google Maps is going to tell me where I'm going, because as soon as you make a wrong turn, you get that redirecting and you're like, oh, I messed up.
Yes. But again, 25 years ago.
You with your MapQuest printout.
Yes, absolutely is what we had, because we did not have cell phones like we do now. We had flip phones back then. And we definitely didn't have like Garmin or what was the other brand that like the one that you could actually
I used to drive around with okay, listen, when I was in high school, you don't have a Del Taco. Del Taco for like 6 months here tested delivery. So my dad was manager there at the time, and so he had one of those big Front Boy books. I ended up with it in high school. And so I used to drive around with this front boy, and you'd be constantly pulling over to go like look up where you're trying to go and like memorize a couple steps, get there, pull over, memorize a couple steps.
Like, I saw this TikTok today where it was a comedian who was trying to explain, because you and I are both older than Google, was trying to explain how we found out information. I know it's
I don't really what.
Yeah, let's Google it, because I believe it was
what were we using for search engine?
I don't know, but so what the comedian was saying was, can you imagine explaining to your kids now what you had to do to find out information before Google? Because back then, the first thing you did was you asked somebody else that you thought was smarter than you and hoped that they knew that answer. If they didn't, then you had to go to the library. And then he goes into detail about explaining the Dewey System and how you were given a number.
I thought he was going into the encyclopedia.
Well, yeah, about how you had to have a number to go find the book. And then you spent like 4 hours reading a book, hoping that book had the information. Sometimes you just gathered a whole bunch of other information that didn't answer your question, but now you have all this other knowledge. You still don't have the answer to your question.
Randomly, let me ask you this, because it drives me nuts when my kids say it. I say I need to go look something up. Mm-hmm. They say search it up.
I say look it up.
What does Eli say?
I should ask him.
And now I'm starting to wonder if it's because the search bar always says like search, and it's a search bar, if that's why they say search it up. But every time they say it, it like makes my brain twitch, and I'm like, well, you don't say that. I don't like it.
So I'm going to call him in here in a second, but Google was officially founded September 4th, 1998. Let that sink in.
I mean, that was about the time I think we had AOL and dial-up at my house, so.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, 98. I know, right? I was still in high school. Yeah. So
I think I was a freshman.
So yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely interesting to research stuff now than it was before. I don't know how we got off on that topic. Come here. Okay, what was the question?
Okay, if he's gonna look something up, like you're gonna pull up Google and you're gonna, what do you say? What do you tell people?
If you're going to look something up, and what would you say to somebody if you needed to look something up? You would use that term to Jerome. He said, I'm going to look something up. You wouldn't say anything else?
Okay. Does he or any of his friends say, let me search that up?
Do any of your friends say, I'm going to search something up? Yeah? Yeah?
See, it's weird. I don't like it.
Okay. All right. Are you sleeping?
Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't get my nap today either, so. Okay, favorite color?
Pink.
Purple. Favorite snack?
Oranges.
Hot Cheetos.
Specifically the little oranges, because they're easy to peel and they're usually super sweets. Yep.
No, it's Hot Cheetos. If something never existed again, let it not be Hot Cheetos.
And they have to be cold. I prefer cold, like out of the refrigerator.
I'll eat a cutie at any temperature. I don't care. Okay, sweet, savory, or sour?
Sweet.
I'm a big bag. I'll eat anything. I'll go savory. Okay. Go-to drink?
Mountain Dew or water?
Strawberry, either Alani or Monster.
Okay.
Favorite water brand?
I'm gonna go with either Smart Water. That's my first choice. If there's not Smart Water, because that's not really a really popular one. Anything but Dasani and Aquafina.
The water from my fridge dispenser. We don't buy water bottles.
So filtered water over spring water for sure for me as well.
Okay. Window up or down?
Up.
We're talking about like for road trip, right?
Yeah. Road trip up. Window up.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
I don't know that I'm either.
Are you 11 to 7?
Yeah, kind of. Like, don't try to talk to me at night or try to craft at night. Like, I start like sundowning. But I will be up till like midnight reading my book. So I don't know. Work assignments have made me work in the morning, which is why I take a daily nap.
Naps are
Okay.
always good.
Beach trip or mountain trip?
Beach.
I will say beach, even though I don't like to leave the house. Okay, pets.
We do not currently have any pets. I've only had 2 pets in my life, and those were both dogs, and I got them right after I graduated college in 2004, and then I got my second one in 2006, and we had them until they were both 13. So Ebony passed away when she was 13, and then like 2 years later, Kahlua passed away when she was 13. Only pets we have, and then we do Rover, obviously.
We have Gabby, who shows up in videos. Teddy, the little pug mix. We had a pit bull. She left last year, which we weren't supposed to get Teddy. We were going to be like, no more dogs, let the cat roam around the house, because my house is 2-story, our bedroom's downstairs, and we actually have a dog gate on the stairs. So the cat stays upstairs, the dog stays downstairs. They don't mingle. Okay, favorite cuisine?
Mexican.
Mexican. Okay. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Pizza.
Chips and dip.
That's a good one.
Because I can go all.
Yeah. Get all kinds of stuff there. Yeah.
Favorite holiday?
The season, Christmas. The actual holiday, probably also Christmas. Yeah. Like the Christmas season is probably my favorite. Like all of that.
I'm kind of with you on that, although I'm randomly really enjoying the January, February national holidays that land on Mondays, because then I don't have to put a kid in the car, and I'm like, it's kind of like a little mini vacation.
Yeah. January's always a good time.
Where did you grow up and live?
So I am a true Floridian, born and raised in Florida, have never lived outside of Florida. I grew up in the county that I currently live in. I lived obviously in this county until I went to college. I went to Florida State for 4 years. I then moved to the Orlando area. I lived in a couple different places for 15 years, and then moved back to my hometown. And I've been here for 6 years now.
I feel like I already knew that.
Yeah.
I don't feel so bad about that one. Me, born in California. I'm trying to think. It was like little towns, not like the coast side, the inside. The city was Altaloma, but I can't think of what the bigger city that was near that is. They moved here when I was 6 months old. I grew up on the east side of Las Vegas. East side. And then my husband and I moved to what's considered like a suburb of Vegas, and we've kind of hopped around. We've been in this house for 10 years, and we are very much probably never leaving. Like the people that always talk about living in Vegas, I think, have never seen outside of the Strip. It is very small town. Like, I didn't grow up in this neighborhood. I didn't go to the high school that my kids are going to, but a lot of their parents, like their friends, their parents did, and it's very small town. It's weird.
So, fun fact about where I've lived and small towns. I have never been admitted to a hospital, even at birth.
Your mom just like squat you out in the living room?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So I am the third kid for my mom. And after her first child, she was told that when you have signs of labor, you need to get to the hospital immediately because you deliver very quickly. So she went into labor and she called paramedics to come take her because where she was at was out in the boondocks. Like, we lived in a super small town, even smaller than what I currently live in. And by the time paramedics arrived on location, I was born, I had had a first bath, and I was breastfeeding. And so the paramedics were like, we could take you to the hospital.
You are why I didn't have a third kid, because my first kid was like 20 hours. Second kid from, I think I might be in labor, let me call my husband, to she is here, was like 5 hours of panicked desperation. And they say that each kid is faster. And I was like, no. that was horrific enough for me. I'm good. We're good. Now we're at like a 1-to-1 ratio. All the rooms in the house are full. We're fine. The thought of that unmedicated in my house? No.
So she opted not to take me to the hospital, and I was born on a Saturday. On
Was
Monday.
your hysterectomy outpatient?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
And I was adamant that when I talked to for my OB stuff, I've always seen a nurse practitioner. I've seen her for like 16 years before my hysterectomy. And we had conversations back when I was 20 that I wanted a hysterectomy. And she was like, got to wait a little bit. So we waited until insurance could approve it. But I was like, I need to know what I need to do to ensure that I'm not admitted to the hospital. So she was like, you have to pass all of these things. Like, you have to be able to use the bathroom within like the first hour. You have to be able to do a bunch of different things. And so when I came out of anesthesia, I was like, I need some juice. And he was like, we got to give it a minute. And I was like, no, I'm really thirsty. I need juice now. And he was like, okay. So he gave me the juice. And then I was like, okay, I need another cup. And he was like, or I was like, I need more juice. And he was like, it's in your cup. I was like, no, it's not. It's empty. I need more juice. Because I was adamant that I was going to pee so that I could leave the hospital. So I was, so that it was in the outpatient center. We got like checked into the surgery center at like 7 a.m. And by 1 o'clock, I was being picked up in the valet area to come home.
I mean, did you just have like this weird aversion?
Because I was like, that is something that's like that weird fact about me that I've never been admitted to the hospital, and I didn't want it to change at 43. So I had my hysterectomy in November, and then I had my tonsils taken out in December because I met my deductible, and I was like, let's do it all. So
okay, weirdo.
So I made sure that my when I had my tonsils taken out, that it was done at a surgery center so that I also would not be admitted.
Okay.
Moving on. Weird facts.
Moving on. You got any tattoos?
I have 3.
Oh.
Yeah. So I have one from when I was 18. I turned 18 and my birthday's in March. Spring break of my 18th birthday. So I was like, I don't know, 18 in 3 days.
That frontal lobe was not even.
Yep. Got my rebellion going on with my little dolphin on my ankle.
I shouldn't be laughing this hard because I have to answer this too, and it's going to be so much worse.
So then I had no desire to ever get another tattoo until 2016. The Pulse nightclub shooting happened here in Orlando. And the reason it struck me so hard was I was also out at a bar in Orlando that same night. I wasn't at Pulse. I was at a male review. And so it hit me because it was like, I am enjoying very nice looking men. And just because that's different than what happened at Pulse, that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't have those averse feelings towards me looking at very nice looking men. So on my left rib cage right here, I have the Pulse symbol, like the heartbeat symbol, in the 8 colors of the LGBT flag.
Oh, okay.
And then 2 years after that, mental health is something that is near and dear to me. So I have 3 small little tattoos over here on my right rib cage. They are an arrow. No, I'm sorry. The first one is a semicolon, which is well known for mental health, then an arrow, and then an infinity symbol. And the arrow stands for the fact that with mental health, there are times when you have to be pulled back like an arrow before you can move forward. So sometimes you have to take a step back and realize that life just sucks at this point, and that's okay. But you're going to move forward because that's what you're going to do when you have mental health, and you're not going to stop, which is the whole semicolon thing. And then the infinity symbol means that every single day I have to realize that my mental health is there and I have to deal with it, and it's infinity. It will always be there. It's not something that's going to go away. It is there.
See, those 2 were after your frontal lobe was.
Yes. Yes, it was. All right, what about you?
I have one. I went with my husband. Oh my God, we'd only been married not very long, but hey, legal adults, let's go get tattoos. Before I tell you what it is, I was sitting at my dad's at a party, and my stepsisters and all their cousins are probably 20 years younger than me. So they were like early 20s. And they're all sitting around talking about how people in the early 2000s used to go get tramp stamps and this and that. And I just quietly get up and I pull my shirt up and then over in front of them, and they were like, ah! Because I walked into a tattoo shop in downtown Las Vegas, picked out a butterfly off the wall and said, slap it on there. Because I figured as this thing ages, I don't have to see it. I don't even know what the thing looks like. Sometimes I forget that it's there. Mentally, I wish where I am and where trends are now was happening when I was in my 20s, because I probably would have like a floral sleeve. I'm not doing that now. I can't pull it off. It's not going to happen. Mentally, like as a 20, I wish I was 20 now and that was the trend that was happening. I would get it done in a heartbeat.
Yeah. So did husband also get tattoo when you got yours, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are we
I will not
about,
be no
sharing what he's got? Okay. Have to do that off camera.
I'll just say mine's bigger. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I can put my business on the internet. I'm not going to put somebody else's business on the internet.
Fair point. Yes. All right. Childhood nickname.
I had a great uncle who used to call me Nicole in 5 cents.
Okay.
I never went by Nikki. I'm not a Nikki.
No.
Mm-mm.
So, obviously, like, there's no shortening my name. There's only 4 letters to it. However, I did have a really good friend that we were friends from like middle school until like middle adulthood. And we were known as Little Sassy and Little Sissy. Like Lilsassy was mine, and hers was Lilsissy. And that just like, I don't know why. I have no idea. Like, people would be like, you're sassy, but like just a little sassy. Like, and so I have no idea how hers got. Yeah, it was like from middle school.
The only other one, my sister, for whatever reason, when she had kids, she had her kids call me Auntie Cole, which I think is where I got the Cole for ColieBing. Which, fun fact, I finally updated my channel name.
I saw that. Super
That's
exciting.
scary.
Have you seen any changes in your channel since you updated it?
No, not since I updated it, but I don't know if it's podcast related or the new cleaning video that won't die. But I hit 5K and then 500 other people came in the door, and I was like,
yeah. So let's address that, because
I don't know.
Last video or last podcast, we talked about the fact that I was sure that and surprised that I was going to surpass you and get to 5K first, and then you just flew by me, and I was like,
I felt awful. I was like, no. I don't know what's happening. I still don't. I don't know. There's no, and I find it extra like apologetic on my end, because you study the stats and you're like, it has to be this, because then this will happen and then this will happen. And I'm over here like, I don't know how I hit 5K first, and then I don't know how 500 other people kicked the door in too, and they were like, we're coming in, and I'm like, I don't have snacks today. I'm sorry. Like,
well, I think that it's interesting that we both have hit 5K, but since the podcast, so season 1 finale, people are showing up. Like, my comments, I sent you the screenshot today, have gone. My comments have upped 100%. Like, I did the math and I was like, really, it can't be 100%. But like, before, I was getting, the most I ever got was 14 comments.
No math was done on my end, but yeah, I've seen an uptick in comments, and more so that they're not just like cute layout, enjoyed the video. They're like actually having a conversation, which is it. Then it's without asking, it's hard to tell, okay, is this a product of the podcast and these are listeners from the podcast and they've kind of gotten the homework, or this is genuine. you know what I mean? Everybody kind of has different commenting styles. I still do get the little emojis that, you know, is basically like, hey, I was here.
Yeah. And those I love. I've loved getting
Yes.
those. I have also noticed a lot of new people. Obviously, I've gotten a lot of new subscribers recently as well. And for whatever reason, they're going back and watching older videos. And so somebody commented on one of my videos yesterday or the day before that said, why do you use fun foam? You are definitely new. So, and then trying to explain it, like, I'm like,
yeah, I've seen comments on older videos, and then the room cleanup that I did like a month ago. No, not even that long. It just hit 15,000 views, which like obviously it's crossing over into other things, but at the same time I'm like, I only have 5,000 subscribers, and let's say 40% of them are regular viewers. That math's not mathing. And it's just like, I don't know. When I think about like the OG people that have watched me forever and they comment all the time, I'm like, they're not going to care that my hair is dirty as I scoot this bookcase across the floor. No, there's 15,000 people that don't know me that are like just watching me sweat through building a bookcase in like dirty, dirty room.
So that surpassed your video that won't die, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think that one's only at like 9,000. So
Mm-hmm.
that's gotten more than double.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Which I feel like that one's a better content because I feel like I was covering a lot more topics on that one. But then again, new viewers don't tend to go very far back on your homepage of videos.
Yeah. And I think I remember telling you, I was like, I see something happening right now, right after season 1 finale of the podcast. And I was like, you need to get the video up now. And you were like, it's not ready. I was like, do it now. And I think you posted it like a couple days later. And whatever that like wave is that's going on.
I literally stopped editing, but I was editing process videos when you texted me and I was like, okay, fine. And I like pulled it back up and spent 2 days editing it. And I was like, okay, here.
And it caught that wave. And has been doing amazing.
So now I'm like stuck in this, like, okay, do I provide more random cleaning content? Because I don't know. And I feel bad for anybody coming from that video expecting like craft room stuff. And I'm over here like, no, I made a card. I made a layout.
Well, I posted that color binder cleanup for my prep for room share or for shopping my room. And the only reason I did it was because I needed something to go up while I was on the cruise. I was like, I need to, and this was like a simple thing that I could edit.
You can't just take a break. Can't take a vacation.
No. And so, you know, when you go on a cruise, at least for me, I don't pay for the Wi-Fi or anything. So I'm out of touch, which also 5K happened when I was on the ship. And
I was panicking because I was like, what do I do?
Because so we got on the ship and I was at 4998, so it's 2 away, and I kept looking constantly.
I didn't realize that you wouldn't have any service, and so like by the time I sent you like a 5th GIF in a row, because I was like losing my mind, because I was like, I don't know what to do. She's not here. This needs to be addressed. She left. You didn't technically leave me in charge, but I was like, what do I do? And I'm like, I know how she feels about her group. So I'm like, I have to go post something in her group.
Mm-hmm. And so what's crazy is that I've been on a Disney cruise once before, but it was not really because it was reporting. So there was a lot of things that aren't the same as a Disney cruise. So a lot of things I didn't know. So I had purchased the photo package and my intention was, I was like, I need to get the first picture we have to get, again, because I plan all these things. The first picture I have to get is with Captain Mickey, because then I can download the photo, post it on my Facebook group and say, I'm out of town. We're sailing away with Mickey. And I couldn't download photos until we were out to sea. Like whatever it is in regards to international waters and things like that, they wouldn't let me get onto the website to download the photo to even see the photo. So I was like, well, and then by the time I figured that out, we were already out to sea and I had no service. So I was like, the group's just gonna not have me all weekend and not know why.
I didn't realize how often we text until you were just like not available. And I'm over here like cleaning out a closet and I'm just like, this sucks. Like
I think when I got back to, you had said you had done something. You were taking a nap or something, and I like texted you like 6 times, and I was like, this is must what it felt like when I was gone all weekend. And you
Yeah,
were out of
because
pocket for like 2 hours.
I don't know what it is. And even after I told you, you still continue to do it. I was like, you must get off work at like 3:30 your time, because it never fails. 12:39 my time is when you start texting me. And that's when I take my little 30-minute nap. And so now I have to start muting you on the app so that it doesn't even like vibrate or anything. Because that's when you're like done with work and you're like moving on to like craft talk or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why is it always the same time of day?
So it's usually 3:30 is usually like when I'm done with meetings, and I still have stuff that I can do, but it's less like brain power stuff. So I can also be like texting and sending things and thinking about like what I'm going to be doing when I get off work. So I'm still working, but you know,
I didn't realize
multitasking.
we're at an hour. I feel like
Yeah.
we have to get back on your little
Okay.
list here.
We're almost done. We're almost
Okay.
done with our list too. Yeah. All right. So real quick, celebrity crush.
Okay, listen, don't judge me, but in like middle school and specifically elementary school, it's me and Richard Marks, we were going to get married. I didn't care that he was already married. That mullet did it for me.
So I know that now he is one fine looking man, and I feel like people are like, oh, I liked him back then, but I'm like, no. So mine is Joshua Jackson, which he is super fine now. He was also like, everybody fell in love with him when he was Pacey on Dawson's Creek, because I mean his character was amazing on Dawson's Creek. My love for that man came when he was a duck and ducks fly together.
Yeah.
On the Mighty Ducks, like curly hair,
say,
little kid, just
most of mine are that like hear me out cake trend on TikTok, because I feel like by the time I got to like high school, there was 3 movies that came out, and so when I saw Nicolas Cage step off of the bus in Con Air and his hair was like blowing in the breeze and he had the wife beater on, that did something for my middle school. But I was like, apparently I like weird looking 90s action heroes.
So my like celebrity crushes when I was high school, middle school was Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC. The dreads, the
you know what?
goggles,
No judgment.
all of it got me. And then Morris Chestnut. That man.
Who's that?
He's so when I fell in love with him was he was in The Best Man, which he was not a good guy in The Best Man at all. Like he beat the crap out of people. Yeah, you'll have to look him up.
Okay, I know I've seen him. I know him from somewhere.
Yeah.
I get it. I see it.
Yeah. There was a guy that I dated in college that reminded me of him. And we went and saw a movie with Morris Chestnut, and he got to experience what it was like to hang out with me after watching Morris Chestnut. And he was like,
yeah, I don't want to know. Okay, moving on. Okay. Do you sleep with a top sheet bed made every day? Who cares?
So the reason I put this one in there because Eli doesn't sleep with a top sheet, and that like bothers me. But I think it's that generation. So I have a top sheet.
My kids have sheets.
I have put sheets on his bed, and he like refuses to have the top sheets. So he has.
And I make my bed every day because it's the fastest way to have at least most of my room looking better.
I also make my bed every day. But I also, which people find this weird, is when I get out of bed in the morning, it is literally, and my bed is made. Like I do not toss and turn it. I am right here. And so it is literally like I take the sheet off, take sheet and blanket off, get out of bed, put the sheet and blanket back down.
I am very much somebody that has like everything has to be in the right place. I sleep with a Nod Pod. That is the best thing I ever bought because I used to sleep with a pillow over my head. Listen, everybody has their own like ways. My husband last night, like we've been married for over 20 years. We are not spooners. He puts off too much body heat. I don't like people touching me when I'm trying to sleep. Like I can't sleep through it is the problem. I have a hard time falling asleep. This man decided that we were spooning last night, and I was like staring at the wall for like an hour, being like, when can I roll him over? Because I need my Nod Pod and I need to hug my 2 pillows. Like,
okay. All right. Have you ever met a celebrity?
I have. Same
Yeah.
one twice.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you meet?
Um, I met Richard Marx twice.
Did you
Yes. The
stalk
first
him?
time? No. Well, slightly. Um, so in middle school, um, kind of probably weird. Anyways, my parents got divorced. My mom remarried. My dad took me to this 4th of July thing in Vegas called Sparks in the Park. You basically go sit on the grass. They have musical acts that come out, and basically you're killing time until it's dark, and then the city puts off fireworks. We went because Richard Marx was playing, and my dad and I were big fans. And I look over and I'm like, hey, is that Park Police? And he's like, yeah. Okay, well, my mom's new husband worked for Park Police. And I was like, what if? What if they know him? What if they can get me back there? My shy 14-year-old self went and asked one of them, hey, do you know my stepdad? And they were like, yeah, we love him. Great. You see that man over there with the mullet? Can I get back there? So my dad and I go back there. Okay, and this is in prime, like, I love this man, right? I get to take a picture with him. Okay, but we talked about this before with like Christmas photos. My dad shoots into the sunset. So it's just black portraits. I have to see if I can find the photo. And then later, I was working on a joint task force, and my best friend and I had gotten tickets. Those types of acts that aren't super popular like to come to Vegas and do the smaller shows. So we've seen Richard Marx like 4 or 5 times, and he used to come to the Orleans a lot. And so we had tickets at the Orleans. I think we had like front row tickets. And I leaned over and asked one of the agents, I was like, hey, do you happen to know security at the Orleans? And he was like, yeah, it's so-and-so, known him forever. Randomly, do you think that I could get backstage? And he was like, I got you. So we went in with the people that paid VIP to go meet him. And as an adult, it was a way different experience because I was like, I'm bigger than you. This is weird. Why is your head so big?
I feel like that's the same way with when I found out that Chris Kirkpatrick was 5'9". I was like, so sad that you're shorter
That's
than
tall.
me. I'm 5'11", so no, he's shorter than me. Like my crush is shorter than me.
Did you meet anybody else besides him?
So I haven't actually met him. It was just saw him. So I'm going to show you a picture. I do not remember this woman's name. She's not a celebrity. She worked for Cricket back when like Cricket was on QVC or HSN, like the Home Shopping Network, whichever one she was on. She was the woman who like Vanna White Cricket.
Okay, show it to me. Because at this point now, I'm like, who are we talking about? I got nothing.
I don't remember her name, but
You are hugging her like
yes.
That is a long lost relative.
So I won this trip. It was called Scrapping with the Stars, and it was a Cricket inspired scrapbooking crop. There was 12 ladies, and Cricket like pulled out all the stops. We got morning and afternoon gifts in our room, like turn down service with the gifts to include Cricut cartridges, like full on, like all kinds of Cricut supplies. Everybody won something. I won a Cricut expression to include like everything for the Cricut expression, the mat, all of that. I have a picture of like my me winning my supplies. So I have you see that the Cricut itself, the 12 by 12 mat, and then remember this thing that like used to hold multiple cartridges so you could pull
Oh,
from,
yeah.
One, all of those things. It was like this, and it was all celebrities from Cricut. Like it was all CEOs and people that were there. So that was in like
the
Jacksonville.
SG girls.
Oh, see, look, that's pretty impressive. All right, a couple more, and then we'll I have that in here again. Okay, so silence or background noise when you're working, when you're working on supplies or working on your scrapbook stuff?
I feel like I prefer background noise, but if I can't find something, like since the last couple of days, I keep going on YouTube and I'm like, okay, my favorite people haven't uploaded in a while. And then if it's like more than a 5-minute scroll, I'm like, you know what? Let's try silence because we got stuff to get done.
I am one of those people that are like, I can't find where I'm going, so let me turn the radio off. It's gonna make me see better when I don't hear things. But yeah, I work in silence.
Although if I am very like, I can tell I'm avoiding something, I will put 24 on because there's something about Jack Bauer screaming about how there's not enough time for stuff. And I'm like, I know, right?
When I'm scrapbooking, I do prefer to watch 30-minute shows that I've already seen. So right now I'm rewatching Full House. Before that it was Big Bang. So it's always those 30-minute in and out shows. All right. And I think I know the answer to this, but going out or staying in?
Staying in. There's
unless it's Disney related, it's staying in as well. Like I have made that comment to multiple people, like how people are like, I don't want to be house poor, meaning that they don't want to purchase a home that's more expensive because then they don't have money to go out and do things. I absolutely am okay being house poor because this is literally where I spend a majority of my time. So
I was gonna say, us going out is like going to eat somewhere. It's I missed 20 years ago when I would be like excited to go to a concert. I took Jake to a concert last summer and it was more of like, man, I gotta drive. I gotta be the one responsible. I have to stand for 6 hours. I'm too old for standing concerts, apparently. It was just, I miss the excitement that you used to have like when you were younger because you were going to be 20 feet from the celebrity and you were going to be like losing your mind. And now I'm like, hey.
Yeah. All right. So that's all the questions that I had. Was there anything else that you can think of that you're like, I still don't know this about you? Basic information. Oh, did you have something?
No, not that. Basically, because I think this is going to be a little like, what are they talking about for an hour? Is there a theme or a concept that you're going with for season 2? Because I'm just going to show up and whatever you want to talk about, I'm here. Somebody left a comment that said you were somebody and I was the fun guy. And I was like, I have thoughts, but I get it. I see it.
I don't have any plans really in regards to season 2 except for the Google Sheet, which I wanted to talk about.
I was going to say, we're gonna have episodes coming off that Google Sheet, which is it linked in every episode?
Yes, it's linked in every episode. It's in it's in my Facebook group. I'm not sure if it's in yours. So I will obviously link it in this one as well. But the Google Sheet is where we want to hear from you guys, because the first season we basically kind of told you everything about us, and now we're like, what additional information do you want to know? And there is some really good topics in there. There may be a chance for us to do like shorter, which you keep saying that you're like, maybe we could knock out a 30-minute podcast on this topic, and here you were like, I don't know that we could speak for an hour on this stuff.
It's not, listen, you're organized and I'm not, but we both have squirrel syndrome, so it's like,
and I feel like those are the things that people are enjoying about it. Like we go off on these little tangents and they're fun information that relates back somehow to what we're talking about, and
or not.
Somehow we always bring it back. I think we've always brought it back. So that's my plan for season 2, is to work off the Google Sheet, start building topics from the things that you guys have said. So if you still want to put some information in there, we would love to hear from you. We got a lot after season 1 episode, or season 1 finale. We got a lot, and then it kind of tapered off, which I kind of figured with the holidays and everything.
Is season 2 going to be video, audio?
It is going to be video because everybody has enjoyed it.
Sure that I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and like I look at my hair. Like I feel like my hair is very dry because I blow dried it, but I didn't like style it. So it is what it is.
Mine's freshly done. So
yes, I mean I washed it last night, so it's clean.
Oh no, mine's dirty. I just meant my skunk line is gone.
Oh yeah, mine is, because I have a trip planned in like a week and a half. Yeah, and so I'm like, I'm just gonna
be fresh for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it go until then and be okay with it.
You're not telling anybody where you're going?
No, this one is a surprise. Which I do feel like I've talked to a couple people, and I'm like, yeah, I went on a cruise And in January and in February, I'm going here. And they're like, that's a lot. And I'm like, it is, but
There's
like
space between.
space. And like the cruise trip was paid for a while ago for my mom's birthday. This trip I have paid for in like in payments and stuff. So I've made payments on it. And then I've also made it very clear to my family that for Christmas I wanted money and gift cards. So I was like, you can help fund
And to
this
go
trip.
away.
Yes. So yeah, that's coming up in February. So super excited about that. And then we also need to talk about the Zoom crop that we have promised people with this 5K. So we are going to, we are absolutely going to do a Zoom crop with
I have
everyone.
We have to look into platforms because I don't know. Like we say Zoom crop, but I don't know if it's going to be Zoom. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, because we want to make sure that it's like super easy for anyone to use. We want it to be cost effective because obviously we're not getting any financial reimbursement for any of the podcast stuff yet. We'll get there. So we want to make it financially responsible for us as well, and super easy for the end user. So whoever joins us for the crop. So I thought about posting, like maybe in episode 2, we'll have all that figured out, and we can give all the details and then plan for it. Because I think too, right now with it coming back from the holidays, everybody's still kind of settling in, like getting back into work flow and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe if we wait a little bit, like into February,
Yeah, I was
we'll
gonna
be
say because
settled.
I'm also in the middle of cheer comp season, and that's a lot of like having to Uber somebody and then having to show up for somebody.
Yep.
And then I have a crop one weekend in February. So
yeah. So so a lot going on right now. So I think we're gonna push it back a little bit, give everybody a chance to know about it, right? Like plan for it. It'll probably be on a weekend. And we do want to preface that it is a crop, like it is a Zoom. So we're going to be virtual, but we expect you to be working on something. Doesn't have to be a layout. You can work on cards. You can work on organizing your stuff.
We're accessible to answer questions, but we're not here to entertain. It's more of just like we're going to hang out. If you want to work on something, work on something. We're not just going to sit and stare at each other.
Yes. Yeah. And so we're going to ask that your cameras are on, so that we can see your wonderful faces. Obviously our cameras will be on. And we want to hear from you. Like we want this to be something where you guys are the ones talking. And obviously we're going to answer your questions or things like that, but we do all the talking on our videos and our podcast.
Yes.
So now the time for you to come back and
we
say,
need the back and forth.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what we're hoping to gain from the Zoom crop when we do have it. So it will be, the details will be coming soon and we'll have that for you guys. All right. Anything else on your little Post-it note?
No, I made it all the way through my Post-it note.
All right. So then that is it for this episode. We will be back with episode 2. Super excited to be back with season 2 and lots more to come this season.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging out with us. If you like this episode, make sure you follow the show so you don't miss what's coming next.
We're so glad you joined us today, whether you were gluing, cutting, or just avoiding your photo backlog.
Until next time,
pass the scissors.